Welcome to Core Finance. We're joined by David Paul, Managing Director at VectorVest. How are you today, David?
Yeah, I'm great, Zach. Good morning.
Feeling bullish?
Well, our market timing indicator has turned back up again, yes. So I have to take my signals without...
These pesky indicators, they keep changing their minds, don't
Without that discipline, I don't have anything whatsoever. So yes, I am bullish.
Okay, great. Let's have a look at what you've got today.
Yes, that's the VectorVest composite of the UK since the start of 2016. Those are the signals. The red and the green triangles are our longest measure of the trend of the market, and we haven't had that many. A sell signal at the start of 2016, buy signal in February 2016, which lasted to last November, a month of a sell-off. And then from the middle of December until the 4th of July, we had a nice up run. And the last down cycle only lasted 2 weeks, from the 4th of July to the 19th of July. The 19th of July, we printed a new up signal. It wasn't a surprise, really, because as you can see, the market pulled back and kissed the last series of old tops. And for those technicians watching, there's very marked reverse divergence or hidden divergence. Some people call it a slingshot with the oscillators. I wasn't surprised at all that the thing took up. So the highs of the last couple of days have been at 78% of the last range, and I'll be happier when we get up through that 786 fib level. So there are shorts around, and the shorts are sitting at that 786 level. I always call the area between the 618 and the 786 the danger zone, because that's where the shorts will be sitting. They would rather die than short on a low. They'll wait for it to rise before they'll sell it. And that's where the fabled right shoulder comes from.
Okay. Intriguing. Okay, Countryside Properties looks
rather
good.
Countryside Properties I talked about the last time I was here. We've had a fairly good run. Taptika the last time I talked about has flown up. But Countryside Properties came back. As you can see, it kissed the last old highs. It's on a buy recommendation from a very long time ago on VectorVest. It's significantly undervalued. That's a green line. And growing earnings per share, that's the blue line in the window below the price. And it's pushed off those lows, and it looks to me as if it's, with a decent general market, that it's heading up for a nice big percentage move from here.
Okay.
Well, Morgan Sindall had a tremendous trading update last week. I don't know if you saw it. I saw that it was the Sunday Times, the newspaper's pick of the week in terms of a buy. We've had a buy signal.
It survived that as well, did it?
Yeah, it survived that as well. We've had a buy signal in the share since January, and it's up more than 50% since then. It has to get through those old highs. There seems to be a line in the sand there, but through those old highs, then I think it can go quite a long way. So I'm adding to both those positions personally.
Okay, let's have a look at next contender.
Coates again has been rising in a series of steps, pulling back and kissing the last old high. But very interestingly, Zach, you can see that at the last series of pullbacks, the lows of the last few days are significantly higher than the last series of highs. And that's what Charles Dow used to call an aggressive trend. If the lows can't pull back to the last old top, he felt that the trend was accelerating. So if Charles Dow was watching that chart now, he would say that that's in the throes of a very strong trend.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, from up above, yes.
I call it the sideways shuffle.
Oh yes, I heard you refer
to it. Like the Ali shuffle, but possibly just as dangerous actually for a bear.
Well, and as successful, I hope.
Yes, exactly. So, no, but it's just one of those things. You're going up in steps. The lows of the new steps higher than the highs of the previous one. So it's a beautiful. I mean, I think if you can get software which can identify things like that, I mean, that really is. Because it's actually a visual thing, but the software's finding these situations for you.
Yeah, well, our software does the best to try and find the best of both worlds. Shares with really, really good fundamentals, with great technicals, and it finds quotes automatically. Again, I'm adding to that position presently.
Okay.
3i Group, we've held it for quite a long time. And those people that read my blog will know that I've had a position in that for most of the year. It seems to have broken out of that little triangular pattern and pushing on the upside. Significantly undervalued, needs to get through those old highs, but that I think is going to go. I think that if you actually take what technicians call a measured move, in other words, from the support to the high of the triangle, that should be repeated on the upside, and that should take it quite a long way up the page. So that's been a nice 25% move for us so far, and I think there's probably the same in it again with any luck.
Okay.
Okay. And Hastings, again, I've got a position in Hastings which I'm going to add to. It's on a hold recommendation on VectorVest at the moment. It's going sideways in a flag pattern, and I always like to see a drift down. I would call that a drift downwards. Is a bullish pattern to me.
Sideways drift.
A sideways drift, yes. Sideways drift to down. And when that goes back to a buy recommendation, i.e. it breaks out of the flag or the sideways drift, then I think that there's another strong leg up in Hastings.
So again, sort of tiring out the bulls, really, sort of thinking, oh, it seems to be a bit shaky, or
drift downwards, in my experience, has always been bullish. Yes. Yeah. Always been bullish. And we've got lots and lots of other shares on VectorVest, but those are the 5 that I'm personally looking at to build a position. And when I'm at my best, I always like to be adding to winners. When I'm right, I want to be really, really big, and when I'm wrong, I want to be small. It's common sense, but very difficult to do.
I'm always small.
No, but so easy to get the wrong way around, you know?
Yes, exactly, yes.
To be big when you're wrong, and to be small when you're right. Yes.
Yes.
I have a seminar tonight, Zach. You're more than welcome at the Holiday Inn in Bloomsbury. It starts at 6 o'clock. Anybody who wants to come along, you'd be more than welcome.
Well, that's a wonderful invitation from David Paul, Managing Director at VectorVest. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Zach. Thank you very much.